Well, hello everybody. How are we today? Miss Kathy here. I'm just waiting for my husband to put my puppy dog outside for her to go on a potty break before I go in the house, because we had to go out and do a little running, some errands today. But I wanted to make this a little bit longer than a few seconds, but to tell you, did you guys know that Miss Kathy loves to garden? And I do have another, I started a YouTube channel years ago. I want to say 2011 or earlier maybe. And I'd have to look on my husband's phone because I haven't been able to transfer the videos. And I will try to link that down below to let you know, because if you're interested in seeing how I did gardening, I can't believe it's been over 10 years since I started that one. And so much has changed because of my disability and stuff. And I love being in the backyard and going out there and gardening and stuff, but my walking has just kind of slowed down a lot. And I have a wonderful neighbor that said, "No, Miss Kathy, you don't need to be in the backyard and getting stuck out there in your scooter. You need it up in your front yard." So my wonderful neighbor changed it and got me some barrels and stuff, but that'll be on the other channel, on the KeittKatRanch. So, but right now it's a little cold and stuff like that and everything. And I need to pick up my garden and stuff and clean it up a lot before I start another video, because Hurricane Milton did a number on my garden. But that's neither here nor there for this channel. But that's just a little bit in the day of the life of Miss Kathy. You know, and a little bit to let you know what I like to do. I love to garden. I love composting. I love playing with my worms. Well, not technically playing with my worms, but I enjoy putting worms in my compost. Boy, do I have a story about that. I'll tell you real quick. When I started, you know, I told my husband, I said, "Honey, I want to do composting. I didn't want to go pay $2 for a bag of dirt 16 years ago. You know, now I don't even know what the price is." I said, "I want to do my own, and so, you know, and nurture my garden and da-da-da." I said, "So can we," I said, "let's go to and we went, I looked online for worms and stuff like that, but they said, "Oh, we can't," because of the time of year that I was trying to order them. Sorry, the sun's in my eye, but the vitamin D is good for me. So I went and I looked online to order worms. And at the time of the year that I was ordering them, you know, like to get 500 or whatever, or 1,000 at a time, they said, "I'm sorry, we can't ship them to Florida. It's too hot. They won't survive the mailing." So I thought, oh, what can I do? And my son, Secret Squirrel, I love you. He eats and sleeps fishing. And gave me the idea to go to the local tackle, fish and bait and tackle shop. Sure enough, I went there and I had done the research. And if you want to do worming, that'll be on the other channel, but it's red wigglers that you need to have. And so I went there and I bought probably 5 or 6 containers of them. They had 30 worms of them in each. And I might have bought 10, so that I had about 100 worms, roughly. And I went and bought a three-tier plastic drawer system. Had my husband, you know, and he helped me drill holes in the bottom of the drawers. So the top drawer, you know, then everything would trickle down to the second. And then the third drawer didn't have holes in it, because that's where your worm tea would be at. And I had it on the back porch, so I could just go out the back door and feed them, you know, the table scraps. You know, and it was, you know, it's the one, I mean, it literally is, it couldn't have been more than like 8 by 10, but height-wise, it was probably 3 foot tall. And it was on wheels, because Miss Kathy don't do things if I have to pick things up. The wheels made it so much easier. And we had, you know, I'd been feeding it and putting the compost in the, you know, the banana peels, because you don't put onions in your compost with the worms, or lemons or anything spicy. But that's for another channel. I'll go in more depth than that if I get 100 likes or comments on this one. You guys are liking me, but I only have 14 subscribers. I keep going to say that if I get 14 likes from my subscribers, then I'll try to link the old YouTube channel down below. I was a YouTuber before it became famous and was content. Let's just put it that way. And anyway, And if I get enough interest, I'll try to do one a week on this channel and once a week on that channel to revise it if there's enough interest in it. Because I think there's 11 subscribers on that one too. So some of you may have transferred over to this one. So let me know if you are interested in that. But anyway, getting back to my little worm story here. I had built it up and everything, and every day I'd go out and I'd water it, and I'd say, oh, I'm getting some worm tea for the garden, which is the worm pea, and you would dilute it, and it's high in nutrients. But again, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, the basis of the story is I had looked at it, and I told my husband on Thursday, I said, Sunday, I think we're going to have to dump these worms out, and because both bins were getting full. And, and everything. Because I kept dumping the worm tea out into a gallon so I could dilute it and spray it on my garden. And he said, okay, well, we went to church. And at that time, I really wasn't as active as I am now. Because now I'm very active in my church. I love my youth kids, and I love, serving the Lord and helping with our food pantry and just meeting people. Like I said, my shyness issue gets the best of me. And, so back then we were just kind of sitting in there, and, I was a pew warmer, and I enjoyed being a pew warmer. I don't want to go back to ever being a pew warmer because I want to serve the Lord more. I've learned doing this that I can serve the Lord in more ways than one. There's a lot of things to serve the Lord doing. So anyway, we'd gone to church, and I think we had potluck. So we got back probably about 2:00 in the afternoon because, my shyness issue, even a potluck gets the best of me. I was greeting and talking and wishing them happy Sabbath, blah, 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 da, 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 just, chit-chatting. And we come home and we turned the corner and I was pulling into the driveway. And I couldn't pull in the driveway. There was the hugest bird I'd ever seen in my life. And wingspan, it was across my driveway. One wing was literally on one side of my driveway. The other wing was on the others. And he was just, what do you call it? After Thanksgiving and you, turkey coma, but obviously it's a bird coma, but he was definitely in food coma. And I didn't see anything. My husband didn't say anything. We turned to each other like this and we both said, the worms! My husband, I pulled in, when I beeped and got he kind of waddled. He couldn't even fly off. He was so, he was just so full. He waddled off. And my husband got out of the car. And so I pulled in and parked. And my husband ran out behind our house. And he come back and his head was down. And I'm like, what's the matter? Please tell me the worms. He goes, oh, honey. He goes, it's bad. He said, there's not even any worm pea. That bird tipped over my worm set, my bins, because they were just Walmart plastic bins, Sterilite bins. And he pulled with his beak, he pulled it apart. And I hope he wasn't the only one eating them, but I'm sure he probably, because the dirt was gone. Everything. The worm poop, whatever worm castings, if you want to be technical, if you want to, if I can't say worm poop on YouTube, I apologize, but worm castings and the scrap, everything was gone. And I'm like, what do I do? Because I couldn't afford to spend, even 16 years ago, they wanted $100 for one of those worm towers. I was like, I don't have that kind of money. I'm poor. And I thought I think I paid $10 for the Sterilite bin thing back then. And I even borrowed a drill. I don't even own a drill. I do now. But I borrowed a drill just to go in the holes and everything. Because I have wonderful neighbors. My neighbors check on me all the time. And they help me. If I call them, they help me. I'm very blessed that way. But I cried, and I cried, and I cried. Because, I put a little bit of straw down, and I have neighbors that if I call them and say, hey, do you happen to have a bale of hay? And they bring me over a bale of hay. I want the used bale of hay, but because I think it's better, you know, if it sits in your compost pile, it's better. But anyway, I'm not going to go off into composting because that's for the other channel, right? I made a promise. This is story time telling. But anyway, I just, like I said, I cried and cried about those worms just being gone. And I didn't know what to do. And I just, oy, oy, oy. But if you want to see my updated, after that, I never got a video of that one in any of my videos, but I'll try to tag. I'll have to use my husband and see if I can tag, if I can like it or do something. I apologize. Miss Kathy's not tech savvy, but I started it on my other phone and my husband had, because it's, you know, I don't know. Pray about it. Maybe I'll get a little bit better at it and everything like that. But I just knew that we got a good laugh out of it, even though I cried. But you know, the moral of the story is God, if you're hungry, God will feed you. He will take care of you. He even feeds the birds. There is scripture in there that said, even the birds are more beautiful than the lily. You know, if you think the lilies are beautiful, He'll feed you and clothe you. The scripture's not coming to me where that's found. But if you know, leave it in the comments below, okay? Thank you very much for listening to my little story. Take care. God bless. And happy Thursday. And happy Vlogmas. Keep liking and subscribing, okay? Bye-bye.